Hello, everyone. Today, we're cracking 27 math questions together. We're aiming to mimic a real test environment to learn how to solve questions faster and more efficiently. To determine which equation has the same solution as the given equation, 4x plus 6 equals 18, we first solve for x. Step 1, isolate x 18 and 4x plus 16 is 6, 4x equals 12. Step 2, solve for x equals frac 12, 1240. Given the solution x equals 3, we now check which equation matches this solution. A, 4x equals 1 over 8, nice B, 4x equals 24, C, 4x equals 12, D, 4x equals 3. Plugging x equals 3 into each A, 4 times 3 equals 12, not 108. B, 4 times 3 equals 12, not 24. C, 4 times 3 equals 12, this matches. D, 4 times 3 equals 12, not 3. Answer C, 4x equals 12 has the same solution as the given equation. To find the inequality that represents the total cost of renting a surfboard given a $25 service fee and a $10 per hour rental fee, with the intention not to exceed $75, we need to set up the inequality. 1. Service fee, $25. 2. Hourly rental fee, $10 per hour for T hours. The total cost, C, for renting the surfboard for T hours is the sum of the service fee and the product of the hourly fee and the number of hours. This can be represented as C equals 25 plus 10T. Since the person intends to spend a maximum of $75, the inequality would be 25 plus 10T equals 75. Now looking at the provided options. 10B, 10 to T5T equals 75. C, 25T equals 75. D, 25 plus 10T fee. Correct answer, 25 plus 10T equals 75. This inequality correctly represents the situation where the $25 fixed service fee and $10 per hour fee should not exceed $75 in total. To solve for x in the equation, g of x equals x plus 9 equals 25, we follow these steps. 1. Set up the equation, x2 plus 9 equals 25. 2. Subtract 9 from both sides to isolate x squared. X squared equals 25 minus 9. 3. Take the square root of both sides, x equals 4, or quad x equals minus 4. The question asks for which value of x, gx equals 25. Checking the options, only x equals 4 fits the equation and is listed as an option. Answer A. The probability of rolling a specific number, like a 2 on a fair 14-sided die, where each face is labeled uniquely from 1 through 14, is calculated by considering the total number of outcomes and the number of favorable outcomes. Total outcomes, 14, since the die has 14 sides. Favorable outcomes, 1, only one side has the number 2. The probability P of rolling a 2 is given by P equals frac text, number of favorable outcomes. Text, total number of outcomes, equals frac 114. So the correct answer is A, frac 114. To find the rate at which the printer produces posters per hour, given that it produces 42 posters per minute, simply multiply the number of posters per minute by the number of minutes in an hour. Calculation. 40 tip posters per minute times 60 text minutes per hour equals to 520 posters per hour. Therefore, the printer produces 520 posters per hour. To find the value of f of x when x equals 4 for the function defined by f of x equals 7x plus 2, substitute x equals 4 into the equation. F of 4 equals 7,4 plus 2. F4 equals 28 plus 2. F of 4 equals 30. Therefore, the value of f of x is 30. To find the equation that correctly represents the situation of an assignment consisting of 1-point and 3-point questions totaling 70 points, where x is the number of 1-point questions and y is the number of 3-point questions. 1. Each 1-point question contributes 1 point to the total score, and each 3-point question contributes 3 points. 2. The total points from 1-point questions would be x. 3. The total points from 3-point questions would be 3y. Adding these together to reach the total score of 70, the equation is X plus 3y equals 70. This means each 1-point question contributes exactly 1 point, and each 3-point question contributes exactly 3 points to the total score of 70. Thus, the correct answer is D. X plus 3y equals 70, star. For right triangles, triangle LMN and triangle PQR, that are similar with corresponding angles, L corresponding to P and M corresponding to Q, and given that angle M measures 53 circ, we can deduce the measure of angle Q since similar triangles have corresponding angles that are equal. Since M and Q are corresponding angles in similar triangles, the measure of angle Q is also 53 circ. Answer B. Noilstano. To solve the system of equations and find the value of x, equation 1, y minus 3x, to equation 2, 4x plus y equals 15. Substitute the expression for y from equation 1 into equation 2. 4x minus 3x equals 15. X equals 15. So the value of x is 15. Answer C, 15. To determine which linear equation best fits the data shown in the scatter plot, we should first look at the general trend of the data points. From the scatter plot, it appears the trend is negatively sloped. Given the equations provided, let's analyze. Y equals 1.9x minus 10.1, 9 is B. Y equals 1.9x plus 10.19x minus 10.1, D equals 1.9x plus 10.1. Since the slope appears negative, we can immediately disregard options C and D, which have a positive slope. Between A and B, B has a y-intercept of plus 10.1. This would position the y-intercept above the y-axis, aligning better with the starting point of the trend observed in the graph, which starts high when x is small and decreases as x increases. Answer B. Y equals 9 is 1.9x plus 10.1, or is the most likely equation that fits the data with a negative slope and a positive y-intercept, which is typical for lines descending from left to right on a scatter plot. The graph of the cubic function f of x equals ax3 plus bx squared plus cx plus d displays the points where the function crosses the x-axis, indicating the real roots of the equation, f of x equals 0. From the graph, it can be observed that the function crosses the x-axis at 3 different points. This means there are 3 distinct real roots for the equation fx equals 0. Therefore, the number of values of x for which fx equals 0 is 3. To solve how many cupcakes Vivian bought, first calculate the total cost of the party hats she purchased and then use the remaining money to determine how many cupcakes she could afford. 1. Cost of party hats. Each package costs $3 and she bought 10 packages. Total cost for party hats equals 10, 10. 2. Remaining money for cupcakes. Vivian spent $71 in total, so the remaining money after buying party hats is remaining money equals 71 minus 30 equals $41. Cost per cupcake. Each cupcake costs $1. Since each cupcake costs $1, the number of cupcakes she could buy with the remaining money is directly the amount of remaining money. Number of cupcakes, 41. Therefore, Vivian bought 41 cupcakes. To find the solutions to the quadratic equation, z2 plus 10 minus 24 equals 0, we can use the quadratic formula where a equals 1, b equals 10, and c equals minus 24. Z equals frac minus b squared b2 minus 4ac 2a. Substitute the values into the formula. Z equals a frac 10 pm squared 10 2 minus 4 times 1 times my 24. Z equals frac minus 10 100 plus 96 2. Z equals frac 196 and 2. Z equals frac 9 pm 14 2. This gives 2 solutions. Z equals frac 9 plus 14 2 equals a frac 4 2 equals 2. Z equals a frac 9 is 10 by 10 by 24, 2 equals 9 is 12. One of the solutions to the given equation is Z equals 2. To find the number of bacteria cells per milliliter 15 hours after the initial observation, given that the cell count doubles every 3 hours. 1. Initial count, 300,000 cells per milliliter. 2. Doubling frequency, every 3 hours. To determine how many times the bacteria doubles in 15 hours, divide 15 by 3. Text, number of doubling periods, 3 equals 5. Now, calculate the number of cells after each doubling period, using the initial count. Text, cell count after 15 hours equals 300,000 times 2 core 5 equals 300,000 times 32 equals 9,600,000. Therefore, the number of cells per milliliter 15 hours after the initial observation will be 9,600,000. Answer, D, 9,600,000 ton. To find the equivalent expression for 6-8y plus 12x squared y2, we factor out the common terms. Both terms share a common factor of 6x squared y2. Factoring this out, we have 6x squared y2 x6 plus 2. This expression factors the 6x squared y2 from both terms. From 6x squared y squared, it leaves x6 since x8 x equals x6. From 12x2 y2, it leaves 2 since 12x6 equals 2. The correct equivalent expression is C, 6x squared y6 plus 2. The equation 2x plus 35y equals 3,934 represents the total number of trees in a neighborhood consisting of a 2-hectare park and a 35-hectare residential area. Here, x and y likely correspond to the number of trees per hectare in each of these areas, respectively, with x for the park and y for the residential area, based on the coefficients aligning with the area sizes. Given the choices for the interpretation of x, A, the average number of trees per hectare in the park, B, the average number of trees per hectare in the residential area, C, the total number of trees in the park, D, the total number of trees in the residential area. The coefficient of x in the equation is 2. And since the park is 2 hectares, x multiplied by 2 gives the total number of trees in the park, suggesting x is the average number of trees per hectare in the park. Answer A. The average number of trees per hectare in the park is the best interpretation of x in this context. To determine which equation best represents the relationship depicted in the graph between the number of shares of stock from company A, x plus, and the number of shares of stock from company B, y, we can analyze the graph and equations provided. The graph displays a straight line, suggesting a linear relationship. The line appears to decrease, indicating a negative slope. Analyzing the options. A, y equals 8x plus 12. This equation suggests a positive slope, which contradicts the negative slope observed in the graph. B, 8x plus 12, y 480. This could potentially represent a correct relationship, but the coefficients and their relationship need further investigation. C, y equals 12x plus 8. Again, this equation suggests a positive slope, which contradicts the negative slope observed. 12x plus 8y. Similar to option B, this equation needs to be assessed for its slope and intercept. Determining the slope. The line intersects the y-axis above, y equals 40, and decreases as x increases. We can find 2 points on the graph to calculate the slope. Using the points where the line crosses the axes, 0, 40 on the y-axis, 60, 0 on the x-axis. Calculate the slope m using the formula. M equals frac y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 equals frac 0 minus 40, 60 minus 0 equals frac minus 40, 60 frac 23. Given this slope, we look for an equation that can be rearranged to reflect a slope of 9-2, and crosses the y-axis at 40s. Cash equation analysis. Transform D, 12x plus 8y equals 480 to slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus c. 8y equals 9 to 12x plus 480. Y equals 9 frac 12, 8x plus 60 equals 9 frac 3, 2x plus 60. This equation does not match the calculated slope or y-intercept. Transform B, 8x plus 12 quad 80. Similarly, 12y equals minus 8x plus 480. Y equals minus y frac 8, 12x plus 40 minus frac 2, 3x plus 40. This equation correctly reflects both the calculated slope and the y-intercept. Therefore, the correct equation that represents the relationship shown in the graph is B, 8x plus 12y equals 480 plus star, which simplifies to the linear relationship, y equals minus frac 3x plus 40. To determine how many times the area of circle B is larger than the area of circle A, given that circle A has a radius of 3n and circle B has a radius of 129n. Formula for the area of a circle. The area A of a circle is given by A equals pi r squared. Calculating the area ratio, let's find the ratio of the areas of circle B to circle A. 1. Radius of circle A, RA equals 3n. 2. Radius of circle B, RB equals 129n. The areas of the circles are AA equal pi 3n to equal 9 pi n squared, AB pi 129n to equal 16 n 60 41 pi n squared. Ratio of areas. Text area ratio of frac AB, AA equal frac 16641 to square 9 pi n squares, frac 1666641, 9. To simplify, frac 16741 equals 10849. Thus, the area of circle B is dotted 1049 times the area of circle A. Answer, B, D. To find the maximum data value in the dataset represented by the frequency table, we look for the highest data value listed with a non-zero frequency. From the table provided, the data values are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Frequency for each of these values is non-zero except for 13, which has a frequency of 0. The maximum data value that appears in the dataset and has a non-zero frequency is 14. Therefore, the maximum data value in the dataset is 4. To find the value of r in the circle's equation, x minus 2 plus y minus 9 squared 2 equals r squared, where r is the radius of the circle and the given points are the endpoints of a diameter, we can start by calculating the length of the diameter using the distance formula between the points 2, 4 and 2, 14. 1. Use the distance formula. D equals x2 minus x1 2 plus y2 minus y1 squared 2. Substituting the given points, D equals square root 2 minus 2 square root 2 plus 14 minus 4 square root. D equals the square root 100 equals 10, 2. Determine the radius. The radius r is half the diameter. So r equals frac 2 equals a frac 10 to equal 5. Thus the value of r is at 5 to 5. To find the measure of angle T in degrees, we first need to determine its measure in radians, then convert that measure to degrees. Given angle R equal frac 2 pi 3 radians, angle T is frac 5 pi 12 radians greater than R. Calculate T in radians. T equals R plus frac 5 pi 12. T equals frac 2 pi 3 plus frac 5 pi 12. To add these two fractions, find a common denominator. Frac 2 pi 3 equals a frac 8 pi 12. T equals frac 8 pi plus frac 5 pi 12. Convert T to degrees. To convert radians to degrees, use the conversion factor frac 180 circ pi. T equals frac 13 pi 12 times frac 188 12. T equals frac 230 40 to 95 square feet of the world. Thus, the measure of angle T in degrees is shortened by answers. To convert the area from square miles to square yards, we'll use the conversion factor between miles and yards, where 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. Since area conversion requires squaring the linear conversion factor. Steps. 1. Square the conversion factor. 1 text mile equals 1,760 text yards. 2 equals 1,762 equals 3,097,600 square yards per square mile. 2. Calculate the area in square yards. 4.6 square miles times 3,097,600 text square yards per square mile. 4 times 3,39600 equals 13,505,536 text square yards. Therefore, the area of the town in square yards is 13,505,536. Answer D, 13,536. To find the x-intercept of line K, which is line H translated down 5 units, we first need to determine the equation of line H from the given data points and then apply the translation. Steps. 1. Find the slope of line H. We can use any 2 points to calculate the slope M. Let's use points 18, 130 and 23, 160. M equals a frac 160 minus a 130, 23 minus 18 equals frac 35 equals 6. 2. Determine the equation of line H. With the slope m equals 6, use point slope form with point 18, 130. Y minus 130 equals 6 minus 18. Y equals 6x 108 plus 130. Y equals 6x plus 22. 3. Translate line H down 5 units to form line K. YK equals YH minus 5, Y equals 6x plus 22 minus 5. YK equals 6x plus 17. 4. Find the x-intercept of line. The x-intercept occurs where YK equals 0. 0, 6x plus 17. 6x equals 9 to 7th frac, 9 to 17, 6. Thus, the x-intercept of line K is left frac 6, 0 right. Anti-axonic cismenoidal. For the graph of the quadratic equation, y equals minus x squared plus 9x minus 100, to intersect the line y equals c at exactly one point, this implies that the quadratic equation has a discriminant, delta of 0. This is because a discriminant of 0 indicates that the quadratic has exactly one real root, corresponding to a single point of intersection. Given equation, y equals 9x squared plus 9x minus 100. Substitute y equals c and set up the equation. C equals to minus x squared plus 9x minus 100. Rearrange to form a standard quadratic equation. Minus x squared plus 9x minus 100 plus c equals 0. Discriminant delta calculation. The discriminant of a quadratic equation ax plus bx plus c is given by delta for the equation plus 9x minus 100 plus c. A equals 9 is 1, quad b equals 9, quad c equals 100 minus c. Calculate the discriminant. Delta equals 9 squared minus 4 times 9 is 1, time 9 minus c. Delta equals 81 minus 4, delta 81 minus 400 minus 4c. Delta Daniel's 319 for one solution. Add on delta to 0 for one solution. Minus 4c equals 319, 4. Thus, the value of c for which the line y equals c for which the line y equals c intersects the graph of the quadratic equation at exactly one point is boxed down 4. Answer C, 319.4. To determine which pair of points lies on the graph of both equations, we'll start by expressing one variable in terms of the other from each equation, and then see which option satisfies both equations for any real number. Given equations: 1, 2x plus 3y equals 7. 2, 10x plus 15y equals 35. Analyzing option B, let's use option B as an example to verify if it fits both equations. Option B, left frac 3r 2 plus frac 7, 2. All right, substitute x equals frac 9 and 3 plus 7, 2, and y equals r into the first equation. 2 left round and 3r 7, 2, right plus n equals 7. 9 and 3r plus 7 plus 3r equals 7. This holds true for any r. Next, substitute x equals frac 9 is 3 plus frac 7, 2, and y's r into the second equation. 10 frac 9 is 3r 2, 2, right plus 15r equals 35. 9 and 15r plus 35 plus 15r equals 35. This also holds true for any r. Conclusion: given that option B satisfies both equations for any value of r, it means the point left frac 3, 2 plus frac 7, 2 right lies on the graph of each equation in the given system for every real number. Thus, option B is the correct answer. To determine the value of k in the given formula for the height of an equilateral triangle, we need to use the given perimeter and relate it to the formula for the height. Given perimeter of the equilateral triangle, P equals 624 centimeters. Height formula is k squared 3 centimeters. Formula for the side length. Since the triangle is equilateral, each side S is S equals frac P 3 equals frac 624 3 equals 208 tech centimeters. Formula for the height. The height h of an equilateral triangle can be derived from its geometry and is given by h equals 3 2s, substituting the side length, h equals frac squared 2 times 208 equals 104, that's squared 3 tech centimeters. Given the height as k squared 3, now equating the derived height to the given formula. 104 3 equals k. K equals 104. Therefore, the value of k